Yes, FK. You okay? Yo, JJ. FK? Where am I? What happened? It's hard to say. Yeah, I bet. Please explain that. I bet it is hard to say. Oh, I just remembered everything. I'm dead, right? My wrists were covered in blood. And everything after that point was a dream. You knew? Sorry. I thought so. I sure wish my last dream ever had been a nicer one. Hey JJ, just listen to me, okay? So this is what dying's like. I was expecting something different. Just get a hold of yourself. What does that say? It's so small. Get a grip on yourself, it says. I'm calm. Now I won't be able to cause people any more trouble. It's not over yet. What? You still got to do something. How? I'm already dead. There's nothing I can do now. Yeah, there is. Save Emily. Emily? She hasn't given up yet. But she's dead too. What the fuck? No, she isn't. She's still beside you, JJ. Don't you ever leave her alone. If you give up, Emily will be doomed too. Who wants that, for fuck's sake? This is a story about regeneration. Jackie Jameson's regeneration. My regeneration? Yeah. Regeneration. Now stand up. JJ. Beat yourself. Beat myself? Accept yourself. Accept myself. Should I go on living? Was it a good thing that I was born? Of course. Someone needed you from the moment you were born. Thank you. FK. I think I'm okay now. Thank you. I need to go. Let's dance. Headcanon, Emily also just shot her in the brain. Oh shoot!
I won't lose again.
This music's telling me this is not a chase sequence anymore.
Myself now.
This is a fight scene, isn't it?
My mind is so clear.
As clear as a crisp spring morning! That's a Deadly Premonition reference!
Oh, we don't get to see. Okay, no, it's a little bit. It's cutscene time, okay.
But where?
Maybe at the lightning rod. Damn it. Yo!
I need to keep moving.
Is this okay, or is this dead? No, that actually is death. Okay, I feel that makes sense. That makes sense. Dang it. That ruined the rhythm of it.
Lightning keeps striking. But where? If I use that...
There's even a bowling ball sound effect. That's great.
No. I need to keep moving.
Okay, but how do I keep moving now?
Emily!
Yeah, well, I don't know why I thought that would work. Wait, but if it attacks me with the blade, I won't even get blown up anymore.
Lightning keeps striking. But where? If I use that... No, I need to keep moving.
That's rad, and I'm sorry that I messed up on this part because that's so cool. If I let her... Yeah!
the pain.
Oh man, I'm so sorry I doubted this game. This is rad. Now the question is, will JJ stay dead but in her final moments accept who she is? Or will the regeneration really be... Like, is there a legit magical element that the regeneration will help her actually come back to life? If it's the second one, I will effing love this game and, like, forever. If it's the other one, I'll be slightly sadder, but, still, this is a... I was really worried about the wrap-up of the game for a bit there, but no, this is okay in my book. Shoot, I'm gonna have to jump all the way over to the razor blade. Oh no, I don't. No, no, no! Dang it. Surely I got a checkpoint somewhere though, right? Nope. F me.
Keep striking.
Ah, this would be such a cool sequence if I got it right the first time, but I didn't because I'm an idiot.
I need to keep moving.
Speed it up, Shambler. Really? Okay, there you are. For a second I thought I'd have to go back to activate into chasing after me again. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Accept the pain.
As Kira would have you believe. Accept the pain. Endure the pain. Not even any point in closing the door anymore. Is that why she says, "What am I doing?" once she's done with that?
What am I doing?
Okay, yeah, and then the razor blade shoots me forward, which means I need to have the rope strap onto, otherwise the hands get me.
Think.
Okay, that's not a wall. I thought it was a wall.
Wait! Ow!
This is so cool.
Hey! This way!
Oh, nope, not that way though. That's so cool! And it's getting angrier? Oh, this is amazing. This is fantastic. Okay, so that's put me in place, though. Oh, but I'm on fire now. I'm on fire now. I'm on fire now. I'm on fire now.
Just stay calm and think.
And the music's getting nice and jazzy.
I can do this. Calm down.
Oh, that's not where the lightning rod was. That makes more sense. Ah, shoot. Yeah, dang it. Come on. They need to pop up a little bit earlier. Okay, good. This is a fine place. But yeah, I didn't know it was there.
Calm down.
Loser!
My mind created that demon.
This is what I need. Yo, I'm not afraid of you! I didn't think she was gonna use it as a weapon! I need to beat myself! Oh, and you can finally see her glasses because we finally got a close-up of the character model. Yo! Oh my lord! Oh my lord! Ah! was so cool.
Emily?
To when our lives felt more simple, to when each day was better than the last, when nothing felt quite as great. Blue skies, come ease the pain. I feel the spirits back to
It's gonna take me through the whole game real quick. Nice little greatest clips montage. Oh, lightning. The lightning's what gave us the powers in the first place, so it like makes perfect sense that the lightning is the thing that ends it.
and cast no shadows on anyone.
But there's clear skies now, so she's gonna be okay.
So tell me the reason we're here, the reason we're living. Show me a way to understand all the things that I'm feeling.
Gotta throw a flying whale in there. Wouldn't be Swery if we didn't have a weird animal thing just show up randomly.
Used to me. Maybe that way I can see the sun and the stars again.
I saw it and I was like, that's a weird looking cloud, and I very quickly realized that's not a cloud at all.
Why try?
Oh, and it's breaching into the flowers and it's making a flower splash. That's so pretty. I don't know why. I don't know the significance of that, but that was pretty.
We were so young, so happy to believe, but those days
Did you find what you were looking for?
so show
You better not lose it again.
a way to see how far from you I've been driven. Tell me that everything is okay and I'm
Oh my lord, we've been dying the entire time.
that way I can see the sun and the stars again.
Don't move just yet. What do you see?
A deer.
That's a moose, buddy.
Good. You're gonna be okay, but we're gonna give you a bit more blood just in case.
Wait, I'm sorry.
right.
She just came back after
Let me
you
show you
used
the little guy who saved you.
the shocking
He's the one
thing.
who stopped your bleeding.
FK.
Oh my lord. They used the tail as a tourniquet? Why would you walk away? No! As far as medical professionals are concerned, dude, your job is not over. You don't get to walk away.
Mom. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know how to say it. Huh? Stop crying, or I won't be able to understand you. Yeah. I love you too.
JJ,
Emily.
you idiot!
Emily, that hurts.
Shut up!
I literally just
I was
got
worried to death!
CPR, dude.
I thought you were gone forever.
Emily, I had a strange dream. You were in it too.
A bad dream?
Yeah. But I needed it. It helped me find what I was looking for. Emily, thank you for always supporting me. I think I finally understand who I am now. I'll never leave you again.
JJ! Me neither.
Emily, I told you. That hurts.
Shut up! No more talking.
I got what I wanted! I got what I wanted! We did it! We did it, guys! It was
Oh my lord, Sharapova is the PR manager. Sharapova is Swery's stuffed animal monkey.
Why is Sharapova in the credits?
Oh, wow. I can't believe we got a happy ending. I really didn't think we were gonna get it, guys. I didn't think this game had it in it. It was getting way too real. And my god, Swery's already written a good trans character. How did you screw up Lena that badly, dude? Now you have less of an excuse. I mean, you could make the argument that perhaps well, no, if she's in her dream, in like fully feminine, surely we are supposed to have a trans reading as opposed to just like someone who a man who enjoys cross-dressing. I do think we are supposed to read JJ as trans. Which, in a way, it's still not perfect. In a way, like, it makes it a little more uncomfortable to have her be shirtless at the end. And, like, yeah, it's really just the shirtless that makes it slightly a little bit more uncomfortable. But also, if she was being given CPR, yes, that's the correct way to handle that. I do have a couple of medical issues of, like, one, I don't know if you could administer a shock to bring back someone from blood loss. Although they did say they had already given her blood. But even then, like, I don't think that's quite how it works. And also, you especially don't walk away from a patient who, A, clearly needs medical attention still, and B, tried to commit suicide like an hour ago. You don't just leave them alone. I have a problem with how the medical professionals at the end actually handled the situation from a realistic, literal standpoint. But, wow, that ending, when it came to the clock tower scene, I was really worried, being like, that's such a dumb, depressing, needlessly depressing ending. And whoo boy, they turned it around real well. Anyways, let's answer our phone. Oh, it's all my stats. Playtime 758, 245 or 270. There was still a good amount that I didn't find. Sleepy's found. Oh, there was at least one sign that I didn't find. That's why. 55 broken bones, 21 burns, 245 amputations, 209 recoveries, 25 deaths. Caught by the hair streaker 18 times, 14,000 steps, getting those steps in, 63 phone checks, 330 utterances. Favorite place, that was not my favorite place, it just took too long because I couldn't figure out the puzzle. 26 ignitions, calorie intake, distance traveled as a head, 1.5, blood lost, regenerated flesh, good lord, regenerated bones, 1485, regenerated skin. You're a donut addict, you're dang right I am. I unlocked new cheats. Return to the title. And Dear Man is telling me all that, who I'm guessing is just supposed to be the Swery stand-in. I know it's also the medical person. Dang. Yeah, so I was expecting to get to say this. I didn't know for sure. I didn't want to say anything until the end of the game. I can now confidently say this is Swery's best game. In terms of quality, in terms of completing, unfortunately for D4's case, in terms of delivering a finished product, but that's not his fault. He got screwed over by the publishers. In terms of no jank, hardly any jank in this game, and in terms of, I will always enjoy the story of both Deadly Premonition games more. Deadly Premonition 1 will always have a very special place in my heart. Deadly Premonition will probably always be my favorite Swery game. But this one clearly has a far better story. It has a more well-written story. And such a better life-affirming ending than I was worried it was going to be. Such a happier ending than I was expecting. I also got what I didn't expect. It really threw that at me. And again, like I've said it before, I think we need to move on in 2020 from transgender characters being a plot twist. I think we can move past that. I think LGBTQ identities being a plot twist in general needs to not be a plot twist. Like sorry, spoilers for Owl House, which I didn't know anything about Owl House until I read this. But I found out one of the I think the main character in Owl House is gay, and apparently, I haven't seen the show, so perhaps this is the fandom being overly cautious as opposed to the plot. But apparently everyone was like, spoilers for Owl House. And even I said spoilers for Owl House because I have heard that is a spoiler. And I think we can move past that. I think we can start not having that be secret. That being said, this game tricked me. I thought it was one kind of LGBTQ story, and it was in fact a different one. And in that kind of case, I think it can sometimes be okay to spring that on people, because I really thought I knew what this game was about, and within this play session, within the past 2 hours and 30 minutes of the 10 hours of gameplay, it turned out to be about something completely different. And yet I feel like I can look back and see, oh no, there were all the hints. Lily's not gay. Lily sees JJ as a man. Because JJ's not out. It makes me a little bit sad because I don't think JJ and Emily are a couple. Which now I'm curious. Now I'm kind of want to see the first. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. And Emily does know about the secret because due to all the texting. But even Emily said, well, I guess it was a projection of Emily being like, I told my mom about my secret and it didn't go well. I guess that was not meant to literally be Emily. That was just, Emily is, that projection of Emily is just the only other character in JJ's brain. And in that moment, the Emily projection was instead becoming a JJ projection. Because of that. It feels weird to have the Emily projection hang herself. Even that element of, even though it didn't turn out to be as depressing as I thought it would be, the ending of the game itself, that element of it feels strange to me. Because clearly the real life Emily didn't do that. Didn't really do anything like that, it doesn't seem like. But yeah. Yeah, that's curious. That's interesting to me. I need to go. I'm actually running behind schedule for a different thing. Otherwise, well, I actually want to see what the chapter looks like. The key is, yes, it does tell me how many donuts I need to get. I missed 3 there, 10 there. I missed a sign there. That was the sign I missed. I am proud of myself. I got most of these effing donuts. Okay, 32 out of 45. I missed quite a few there. And then there aren't any there. I feel like there aren't any for any of these last couple chapters, yeah. I personally want to go back on my own. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back. I won't record it because I'm actually giving up my TV, which is not my TV. I've been borrowing this TV from Path for the past like year, maybe year and a half. And she's finally taking it back, which is in her right, of course. But I will be without a TV for a while, which means I won't be able to record anymore. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to record me getting the donuts. However, in this video, it's probably going to happen in like 30 seconds, I am going to probably record myself reading out those conversations just so it's part of the Let's Play. And we can have all that content in there. I'm really not that far away, clearly, and it'll take me not that much time to get the donuts, but I don't have enough time to do that now. I really have to go. What is the 0 out of 0? Is that the sign? Yes, that refers to the sleepy signs. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna play through get all the rest of the donuts on my own, then come back and record myself reading out the conversations, put that right now, and enjoy that. Hello everyone, it's me in post, looking through all this stuff. It's actually been several months since I actually completed the game. I meant to actually just do a whole monologue and review right after I actually collected all the rest of the donuts. I just never got around to actually recording the thoughts, so here I am several months later while I'm literally editing and uploading the Let's Play. But anyways, long story short, once you beat the game, there's a couple of different things. For one, I actually got really close to collecting all the donuts I think I could, to the point that there was only one extra set of conversations with all of the friends and the professor that I missed. And just so that they're all recorded, I am just going to go through those now. So first you have Abby. Sorry, I was getting ready for tonight and didn't see it. What's up, JJ? And then for Philip, JJ, they chose me. It's a side character on a low-budget TV show, but this is still a step forward. It's all thanks to your advice, JJ. Thank you so much. Next we have Lily, continuing to be the worst character in the game. Hi, Jackie. Can we meet up? There's something I have to tell you. Please respond. And then Professor Goodman, hello, Macfield. I'm planning a special dinner with my family this weekend, and I want to know if you'd like to join us. My wife will be gracing us with her special homemade pie. I know you're busy, but perhaps it could help you relax a bit. Which is just kind of I kind of appreciate how that really shows the 4 different characters of Abby just missing the text, or perhaps, and I only say this because this is something I've done and I feel very guilty about the times I've done it, but seeing someone being like, hey, can you talk, and essentially not ignoring them, but being like, right at this second, I just don't have the mental capacity to deal with the deep conversation that I'm sure this is going to be. And with the knowledge that this is probably JJ literally on the verge of self-harm, asking for help, it hits pretty hard that Abby did not respond promptly, and is also like, you should absolutely take care of your own mental health, but like, if you are ever in a position where someone texts you reaching out for help, just like keep in mind that sometimes the help really is necessary in the moment if you can give it. But I appreciate that. It shows that Abby really is like, wants to be there for JJ, regardless of whether or not she literally just missed the texts or just chose not to respond right away. She still does check in and still does care about her, and I appreciate that. Philip is just completely oblivious to anything going on in JJ's life, which is true to form. Lily, also rather self-centered and only wants to talk to JJ when it's convenient for her and it's something that she wants to talk about. And Professor Goodman trying to help, but there's that disconnect and that distance between them because he's a professor. He also is just not able to really be there for her in the way that she really needs. Which makes, like, yeah, as a university professor, like, that should not be the person you're relying on for, like, as an emotional support. You can, but, like, that shouldn't be your sole source of solace. So yeah, I just think I think that's a solid final set of conversations. And then after you beat the game, they actually add several FK dolls throughout the levels. They have to go find and get your extra donuts, and that gets you extra conversations with FK that you actually can't go back and look at. So I don't have screen caps of them. They're pretty silly mostly. It's just FK being FK still. There's one kind of cute moment where JJ kind of admits that FK was her first best friend, and that's kind of cute. But the rest of them are just kind of silly. But those also unlock more conversations with Emily and the mother, both of which I interpret as post-game. I don't know if that's how we're meant to take it. I think the story is well served that way. And I'll get into reading those in a second, but I also just want to touch on another thing that is post-game, is you also can play as the JJ essentially in the real world, with the separate voice actor, fully voice acted. You can go through the entire game like that. All of her costumes are available in that kind of short-haired avatar that you see in the last scene of the game, which is really cool types of detail. They didn't have to do that, and they did, so that's cool of them. Also getting to spend some time with that visual appearance of JJ also makes these really cute post-game photos that you are currently seeing even cuter, knowing that this is what reality is like, and that JJ and Emily are happy together and spending some time together, even if JJ doesn't quite look the way that she envisioned herself to be when she was on the island in that kind of dream state, is still very happy with who she is. So that's cool. So yeah, I guess I'll just get into the other conversations now. They are... there's a lot of them. So if you don't actually care all that much about this, I hope you do, because I think the text messages have been incredibly written throughout the entire game. But the story of the game is over, and here I am about to spend like 5 or 10 minutes just reading more text messages. So if that's not interesting to you, that's fine. You can click away now. Just wanted to warn you that that's what the next few minutes are going to be. So we're going to start with Mom, because something I really appreciate is that it doesn't feel like the relationship is fully patched, but you also get the sense that they have not completely, like, there's still some they still do care about each other and love each other to an extent, and there's like slight hints that the mother has accepted JJ for who she is, although there's still kind of a distance between them, which I appreciate. I think that's a very realistic way to handle it, while still giving it a happy ending. Also not treating it like everything is tied together with a perfect bow and everyone will always grow to love you for being different from what they expect, because the reality is that's not always the case. So I think these messages do a really good job of balancing happy ending but not unrealistically happy ending, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I'm going to start reading them now. I think I got these in order, but when I transported all the screenshots, I had to put them to my phone first and then my phone to my laptop, and so the order might be a little bit jumbled. I apologize if that's the case. But basically, post-game, you get these messages. We have no idea how much time has passed, and it just starts with, "What have you been eating lately?" Stuff. "What kind of stuff?" "Just normal stuff, you know." "What did you have for lunch?" "A caramel donut and a cupcake." "And yesterday?" "A cinnamon donut and a double cream parfait." I don't believe you. You're gonna kill yourself with all that sugar. How many times did I tell you sugar is bad for you? Sugar is poison. It's more addictive than cocaine. I went over this with you many times. So many times. I'm fine, Mom. I'll eat a good lunch tomorrow. Really? Yes. I'm just so worried about you. I know. Really? Do you really understand? Yes, I understand. It's the end of the first one. Hey, Mom. How do you make clam chowder? Why are you suddenly interested in cooking? Well, you told me I needed to start eating right, so... Is this for a special someone? Why would you think that? It's out of the question. You can't go getting into relationships. You're still just a student, remember? You'll just end up wasting a lot of time and money. Well, I couldn't get into one even if I tried, so don't worry. And if I ever heard the word baby come out of your mouth, I think I'd drop dead right on the spot. Huh? Who said anything about a baby? Besides, didn't you and Dad start dating when you were students? That was an accident. What? I must have told you about this before. He was going on and on about French cuisine, and I wasn't interested, so I just kept saying yes, yes. But apparently at some point in the conversation, he ended up telling me how he really felt. And I said yes without even thinking. You never really meant to start dating him? That's right. I was just nodding along to make him feel like he wasn't being ignored. I feel bad for him. Well, it certainly wasn't my fault. Classic Mom. In the end, I decided to stay with him, so everything worked out. I'm not sure how to feel about that. So, how do you make clam chowder anyway? End of that conversation. I was just cleaning out the garage and I found a book that really brought back some memories. Would you like it? What is it? A book of traffic signs. Your father bought it. I want it. I'll send it to you next chance I get. Thanks. Do you remember all the other weird books he used to bring home? I never understood what he found so amusing about those photos of crushed aluminum cans. Can you send that one to me too? I see you inherited his weird tastes. Do we have to get into this again? You don't want to end up like he did. All he ever cared about was his hobbies. He never had any interest in furthering his career. Then he went off and died, leaving you and I behind to deal with the fallout. It's been so hard for me ever since. He was the perfect example of what happens to someone who had a brain but never put any effort into using it. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Jackie? Yeah. Jackie, have you been taking care of your health? I try to. How many hours of sleep are you getting? I stayed up all late last night. What? You can't do that. Sleep deprivation highly lowers your decision-making ability. Humans who get only 6 hours of sleep per night for 2 weeks straight are no different from people who have stayed up all night for 2 entire nights in a row. It prevents you from performing at your maximum potential. Yes, ma'am. You need to listen to me, Jackie. I'm really worried about your well-being. Mom, where are you even getting these facts from? The internet. So it's got to be true. I'm seriously trying to help you here, but if you can't trust me, then how about reading the articles and deciding for yourself? Fine, give me the URL, I'll check it out later. End of that one. Hey Mom, why did you decide to become a nutritionist? You're curious about that? I have to write about it in an essay for school. Oh, I wanted to find a job that would allow me to help people. Your grandfather's unhealthy diet is what killed him, you know? Oh yeah, I remember how he hated veggies. I wanted to help people with these sorts of problems. People who are... JJ says, and then she says, people who are prone to unhealthy habits can't keep themselves from eating what they like no matter what you say to them, so I decided to think up ways to mix in healthy food with the things they like in order to help them eat better. But in order to do that properly, I needed to learn about how nutrition really works. And the rest is history. You always worry about other people, Mom. You think so? I know so. I'm just busy, that's all. I've never taken a proper vacation ever since your father died. You're one of those people on my list. You're one of the people on my list, you know. I know how much candy you eat. Here you go again. Do you know how much sugar there is in a single donut? No. It could make you sick for the rest of your life. I know. Are you sure you really do? Anyway, what's the essay about? Oh, I have to write about a life lesson that I learned from someone close. This was a very enlightening conversation. I'm glad to hear that. And then I think this is our last conversation. I've got some big news for you. I was asked to give a lecture at a local education seminar. What? How to effectively teach and love your child as explained by 15 mothers. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, cool. They're also going to put an article in the newspaper about it. Whoa. Donuts. You deserve that after all you've been through. I can hardly believe that so many people will be reading about my experience. I guess sometimes hard work really does pay off. You've always been a hard worker. But my greatest accomplishment has always been you, Jackie. People only decided to give me attention because they saw what a fine young adult you've become. I hope you'll keep working hard so that you can go on being an example to everyone. Talk about pressure. You can do anything if you set your mind to it, Jackie. I'll do my best to live up to your expectations. So that's where it kind of ends. Actually, reading it again, there is a chance this is not meant to be post-game text, because a lot of those conversations feel like they would fit in with the early conversations. There's not really a way to tell. I guess you could go and analyze where you pick up each FK doll and see if the conversation like fits in between those. It's a little bit unclear. Anyways, the relationship between the two of them seems to be amicable, if still a little bit strained, and I appreciate them keeping that dynamic in the post game, even though like things seem to have improved, which is great. But I still think it's I think there's a maturity in kind of leaving their relationship in that kind of gray area. And then they're going to end on the Emily conversations because they're just really cute. Before I forget, it's still, I like looking back at the messages, it's still kind of a gray area as to whether or not Emily and JJ are a couple. One of those FK conversations I mentioned, FK asks if JJ is dating anyone, and she says, I don't need to because I have Emily. So that kind of hints that they're kind of like, they're going to stay together forever, but it's kind of an asexual relationship, which I think is also really cool. And honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter all that much. This is JJ's story and Emily's kind of a relationship to JJ. The important aspect of it is that Emily offers emotional support and will stand by JJ no matter what. So if you want to continue to read it as romantic, I think there's enough clues within the text that you can still read it that way. There's also enough clues in the text that kind of lean away from that reading, I feel like, as well, to the point where both are valid, and I don't think either of them really takes away from the core what am I trying to say? The core concept of their relationship, just being two people who love each other, whether it's romantically or not. They truly love each other and are going to stick by each other no matter what. And I think that's what's important, and I think that's lovely, and I think that's great. But anyways, these Emily text conversations are pretty low key, but they're pretty cute. So let's just go through them. What are you up to? Donuts. Eating donuts in my room while I work on my report. Sleepies? Yep. Cinnamon and double chocolate, right? Well done. Emily gains 20 points. Yay! Next question. You may have figured out what I'm eating, that I'm eating a cinnamon and double chocolate donut from Sleepy's, but what am I drinking? Hot milk with 4 spoons of sugar. Correct. Emily wins 30 points. Is it 50 points? No, it's 30 points. Sorry, the text is small. Woohoo! By the way, what can I use these points on? Save up $2 million and you'll win an all expenses paid trip around the world. Oh, really? Chill out. JK. Grr. JJ? I'm going to give you a psychological test. Sweet. Just answer each question honestly for me. Sure. You're in the forest. Okay. Is there an animal near you? Yes. What animal? A deer. Tell me how it makes you feel. Scared. Or maybe a little sad, I guess? The animal has wings. What color are they? Red. Like raspberry gelato. Hold on a minute. I have your diagnosis. Bring it on. It'll be a sunny day tomorrow. Oops, that's some test you got there. Smiley face, lol emoticon, and then a very cute chain of emoticons. I'm not going to voice act those or anything, but it's just really cute. Ends with a sad face from Emily, and JJ says, what do you want? Emily posts a picture and says, I'm hungry. I know how you feel. Oh, that's the end of the conversation. And then a new one. Studying up a storm? Sorta. How about you? My head hurts. I feel like it's going to fall off. Sounds dangerous. You can do it. Maybe I'll just let it roll off somewhere. Then I'll get to go on a trip. You're going to give me nightmares. But if I was just ahead, I could come visit you whenever I wanted to. True, but I want to hang out with your body, too. No way. Emily. That sounds kind of perverted. And then there's a winky face. JJ, a really cute cafe just opened up next to the college, and people have been saying their pancakes are super yummy. Let's go check it out sometime. No way. I'd love to, but I'm really busy right now. Aww. JJ sends a picture of the pancakes. Covered in banana slices, blueberries, strawberries, topped with thick vanilla ice cream made with special eggs. Apparently they also mixed in crushed almonds with the pancake batter, which gives the pancakes a sweet fragrance and a satisfying crunch. And you can put on as much honey as you want. Let's go. Yay! But only after I finish my report marathon. Okie dokie, you can do it. I'm going crazy. What's wrong? I won't be able to finish this report by the deadline. Everyone's pushing work onto me, and my mom's been nagging me constantly. You're taking on way too much. I know, but there's nothing I can do. Everyone knows you're good at getting things done, so they rely on you. Yet my mom never trusts me no matter how hard I try. JJ, are you okay? Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining to you. I'm here for you whenever you need me. Heart. Thanks. And that's the end of those conversations as well. So again, it's not... I kind of appreciate, in a way, that it's not like a... It doesn't end with a, we'll be happy best friends forever, right? Yes, we'll be happy best friends forever. I appreciate that they're very menial conversations. It's just kind of life goes on. I actually really, really like that. Because, again, I think that's more realistic. And unlike with the mom, I don't think that makes it any less of a happy ending. I think that's a very, very happy ending. All of those just very normal conversations between the two of them, the fact that they moved on. I think the Emily conversations hint that it's post-game because JJ is talking about seeing a deer. She's talking about her head falling off and rolling around. I feel like that's probably based on... I would imagine she remembers the events of the game. And so now she kind of has that in the back of her mind whenever things like you're in the forest get brought up. Like, that's the first thing she thinks of. So I think those conversations are meant to be post-game. There's also the one line in there about the winky face, so that sounds kind of perverted. Like, that does hint that they're kind of romantic, but again, the FK conversation I mentioned earlier hints that's not romantic. Again, I truly don't think it matters all that much. I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful little ending to give to these two characters that life goes on. JJ got better, and they're both happy together. And they're gonna go grab some pancakes. Like, it's just a really, really nice, cute, happy way to end it. And so I do appreciate those post-game conversations. Even though I said in the video that I was rushing and didn't have time to say all my thoughts, I don't think I have a lot more to say currently. I really, 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 really liked this game. I realized after the fact, and after I started recommending this game to people, that you kind of have to get to the ending for it to really feel like the messaging is on point. Because I've tried to describe it to multiple people, and I tell them it's a good queer story, which I think is I think that does not give away any of the plot, but is still a very valid thing to say. But I say that, and then I talk about how the main gameplay gimmick is that you're harming your body and screaming, and it just feels it feels very barrier gazy when you describe it on first go around. And even if it's not, first off, it seems like a plot is going the barrier gaze route, which, as you could tell during the LP, I was very worried that's how the game was going to end, and luckily it didn't. But just outside of burying the gaze, just specifically gay characters having to go through harm and struggle and torment is in of itself a fairly harmful trope, and I think this game does certainly implement that, and I think that's definitely worth discussing. I don't mean to say that the game is absolutely flawless in the way that it handles the way queer characters are treated, but I think it's all pointed towards that ending, which I think really, really turns the game into something very special and very uplifting and very heartwarming, and just really it really comes together at the end, and I really appreciate it for that. But because of that, like, there have been a few different people I've recommended the game to, and then they've looked into it and they're like, this doesn't look like a game that I would enjoy. And I'm like, it's rough. It gets rough in places. It gets really dark, and it's certainly, and there's a lot of body horror and a lot of self-mutilation. That's like a literal core of the game. So I can totally understand if that's not your thing, and I totally understand if it kind of puts you off that this is happening to an explicitly gay character, and the fact that they are gay is a very central theme to the game. Or not gay, I should say queer, because as we've said, like, whether or not it's romantic is sort of up for interpretation. But I've said it 2 or 3 times. I think the ending really saves it. I think the ending ties the game together in a way that makes it truly on my top 10 list. I don't have a specific top 10 listed out, but I know this game is on it. And Deadly Premonition 1 is also on it. And they're both made by Swery, and they're both so different games. It blows my mind that this was made by the same guy who made Deadly Premonition. And as I said earlier, it makes it even more upsetting that this is the same guy who made Deadly Premonition 2, who made Lena Doman, who is like 30% a really cool character and 70%, man, this is not how you should write a trans character, Swery. Why did you do it like this? And so the fact that he wrote this game before Deadly Premonition 2 makes that even more frustrating, and it actually kind of taints Deadly Premonition 2 a little bit more, knowing that, like, obviously you should do your research and do your absolute best to portray stories like this in the best way possible. So I'm not saying that he had a super great excuse in the first place for writing a kind of regressive trans character in DP2. But it makes it even worse that he's written an entire game about it, and that game was really, really good. And then he makes a side character in DP2 that doesn't handle the topic well at all. It's kind of wild to me. But anyways, I think one last thing I'll say before I close it out is Swery also gave like an hour-long presentation on The Missing that actually ended with, of all things, kind of a DP2 tease. He literally got Jeff Kramer to voice a little message in character as York at the end of the little conference. And you can also tell all the people at the conference had not played Deadly Premonition because they hear the voice and they're like, yeah, cool. I don't know what that was, but okay, that's cool. But anyways, Swery goes into depth about how he approached the game, how the gameplay loop was developed, and how that informs the story and the character, and how in turn that feeds back and the story and the character inform the way the gameplay is created. You can just really tell how much thought went into how this game is constructed, and it made me really appreciate the game even more. So I would encourage people to go find that and watch that. I'll actually try to find a link to it and just put that in the description, because it was really, really cool. He also talks about how he worked with some American grad students to help write the game, and I think that might actually be why the messaging is a little bit more on point here than when Swery has the reins full force in terms of developing queer characters. There's a chance that there was some other input going into it. But regardless, it was very good input. This was a very, very good game. And I highly recommend it, even if you saw the entire LP. I still think you should play it for yourself. Yeah. I'm really happy JJ gets a happy ending. This game would have really, I don't think I would even say that I like the game, and I don't think I would recommend it to anyone if it had a sad ending. But it doesn't. JJ has people who care about her and people that she cares about, and she is able to overcome the lowest moment in her life and get better and be happy. And I think that's absolutely lovely. So those are my thoughts. And last thing real quick, as always, I get a tchotchke at the end of every Let's Play to represent the Let's Play. I either create it myself or find it. Couldn't think of anything to create for this one, so I just went out and got actual missing merchandise. I got this mug from the official website. It's, first off, just a really good mug. Like, it's really solid. Doesn't feel like it's going to break. It's pretty well made. You can even customize the design a little bit. It was originally only on one side, and I requested that they put the little thing on both sides, so that's cool. And yeah, I just wanted to support this game a little more financially because I really, really liked it. So I just went out and bought an actual missing mug, and I'll go ahead and say I think you should do the same because this game was really, really good. Okay, we're back. I hope they're good because I'm still recording this right after I beat the game. I haven't read them yet, but I'm sure they were great because the text conversations have been written really well so far. I really don't want to run behind schedule, but I want to talk more about the game. Actually, I'll do more digestion in the donut video, so you'll have already heard all of my thoughts. I'll have thought everything out. Yeah, you've heard everything. We're good. We're done. I'll record the rest of this later. It's fine. With that in mind, The Missing was fantastic. I thought I was really going to hate it because of the sad ending, but it turned it back around. The Missing is great. The Missing is Swery's best game, and even if you just watch this whole thing, I would recommend going to play it because A, support good games, buy good games. I think this was kind of an indie game. I don't think it had a big developer behind it. Support Swery because Lord knows he needs more money to make The Good Life because he's been working on it for like 5 years. Yeah. This was a really effing good game. Have a safe trip home, everybody.